while this show isn't necessarily woke, okay, or it is, but they're showing and they're not telling. The writers and actors seem dead set on talking about how much this show smashes the patriarchy. Stop it. Get some help. You have a really good show going on. You're doing a great job of showing, not telling. We are not, the audience is not stupid. We're not stupid. We know what these things mean. We know people were sexist during those times. We knew that men saw women as a lesser value in certain instances. We know that. We're not dumb. We don't need you to explain this to us. All right? Just make your show and leave it up for interpretation so that the audience can discuss amongst each other. We don't need you to explain the patriarchy to us. We know what the fuck it is, and we can see it in the show. Stop! Because what I want to see this show succeed, and what you're doing is you're going to alienate a part of the fan base that ain't gonna want to watch your shit because you rather talk about how the baby delivery scene was about Roe v. Wade. First of all, no the fuck it wasn't. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Atrez. I'm coming at you live from the ATL, bringing you more gaming, entertainment, news, commentary, and analysis. And today we got to talk about episode 2, House of the Dragon. Spoiler alert, 10 out of 10 after the drop. All right, so before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 170 subscribers. Dare I say it? Could we get to 200 before the first? If we do, I'm gonna have to up the bar for 400 for the end of September. Because the way we moving, never would have imagined we'd be moving this swiftly. I mean, it's big for me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, so go ahead and hit the like button, hit the red subscribe button below. Follow me on Instagram, ATRAES_. Follow me on Twitter, the number 4 TRAES. And we're gonna get it popping. Also, stay at the end if you want to. We're gonna talk about the future of the channel and what Project DreamWorks Avenue is. We're gonna get something big going. So anyway, let's get into it. So House of the Dragon, all right. Episode 2 was straight fire. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I don't even know where to begin, man. We got a lot going on. I don't want to give you guys a play-by-play. Obviously, spoiler alert. But there's some things that's happening here that the writers know what the hell they're doing. All right, Rhaenyra. I was saying her name the wrong way in the first video. I think I was saying Veneria, Vienna sausage, something like that. Either way, they're doing this the right way. They're building her. Obviously, she's not an experienced ruler. She's being groomed to be the ruler, but her life hasn't changed much. She's still pouring drinks for the High Council or what is it, the Small Council? I'm sorry. She's still. They're still kind of like not taking her words seriously or whatever. We got our king who's grieving from the loss of his queen, but he needs another wife. The realm is at stake, but his relationships are at stake. He's kind of been, I don't want to say he's been avoiding his daughter, but and it's obvious that some time has passed by. They say a couple things where they make it obvious that some time has passed by since the queen has been gone, and this is still Game of Thrones. I was in fear that they were going to kind of elude the brutality of Game of Thrones, the crassness, the audacity. That's the best way to explain it, because Game of Thrones, ladies and gentlemen, the first, 6 seasons had the audacity. All right, before they started giving everybody platform plot armor, it had the audacity. This show is showing the audacity in that not just about killing people and showing blood and guts and all of that. The audacity to even allude to the idea that the king would marry a 12-year-old girl. That made everybody uncomfortable. The person I was watching it with, we were sitting there like, no, no way. And then at first, like, we didn't know the age of the girl. I remember seeing her in the first episode. She had the nigga Valerian, his daughter, little light skinned girl with the bad wig, the white wig, and that shit is so bad. I'm sorry. I remember seeing her and she looked young, but I've been fooled before. You're talking to a dude who looked at grown men weird for saying Zendaya was cute for years before somebody finally told me her age. Cause I'm sorry, and she's still like a damn child to me. So I'm just saying. Anyway, so the little girl, I was like, I don't know, bro. I need to know her age, right? And they finally, and when we saw her next to the king, I'm like, nah. Hey, listen, I was like, you need to marry the other girl, and the other girl can't be no older than 16, right? Listen, this is stuff that used to happen back during those times. So even though it makes us uncomfortable today, it's accurate for them to do it back during those times. Now, 12 years old is 12 years old is a little bit much for me. You get what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And so ultimately, he chose not to marry her. Thank God. But she was reciting a speech that her father, the nigga Valerian, the nigga with the dreads. I don't like that nigga. I don't like that nigga. I mean, like I like the character. Don't get me wrong. The character's great, but he's doing a good job in making me not like his ass because he's coaching his daughter to exactly what to say and all of this whoop de woo. And it's like, bro, you send your 12-year-old daughter to get piped by like a 40, 50-year-old man. Have you lost your mind? I get it. I get it. I get what you're trying to do, but nah, ain't no way. And it ain't like the other guys, Hightower. It's not like he's doing better with his daughter. He pimping his daughter too. All these niggas is trash, man. What the fuck is going on? But it's so good, I can't stop watching. Anyway, so Rhaenyra is again continuing to learn how to be a ruler. She so what happens is our boy Damon, which is another character that you love to hate. Damon comes and he robs them, takes a dragon egg, and the Hightower suggests that he goes and gets it back. And so, of course, Rhaenyra was like, hey, maybe you should send me over there because I can get the egg from him and I speak his language, whatever. And everybody's like, girl, go sit your ass down. So we ain't sending you over there. And so, of course, Hightower goes over there to confront Damon, and he's completely like, how you go over there unprepared like that? Come on, man. Damon is a fucking psychopath. So you go over there, Damon talking big shit, you talking big shit, but then Damon pulls out the big gun. He says, bitch, I got a dragon. What you gonna do? And Hightower like, hey, y'all, put your swords down because we can't compete with this. Like, and so we're watching as they kind of like surrender a little bit. From the clouds, you start seeing that. I didn't know what it was. Like, I'm confused. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm thinking Damon got another dragon or something. You see the clouds moving. This shit coming fast. I'm like, nigga, is that the Kraken? And then boom, another dragon comes up. I'm like, there it is. Damon got another dragon. He ain't letting y'all go home. But then you see Rhaenyra on his back. I'm like, oh, she lit, man. She remind me of the early days of Daenerys, not the psychotic, went crazy for no reason at the end Daenerys. This is what Daenerys, I hope they don't ruin it, but this is what Daenerys was before the writers had her go psychotic, full-blown mad queen or whatever the fuck they was trying to do. So Rhaenyra comes, saves the day, no bloodshed. Daemon walks away, she gets the egg back, go back home. And the thing that I loved was that obviously the king is cussing his daughter out because he's like, nigga, you could have been hurt, you could have been killed, you're my only heir, all right? Yes, you would be angry about that because she's the only heir. You can't put her at risk, right? But then she's like, but no bloodshed though. And he's trying so bad to hold back the like, yeah, she was right. He's trying to hold it back. And he's like, damn, this bitch is right. Like, for real, because it would have been bloodshed. Like, Damon is crazy. So, again, I don't want to give you guys a play-by-play. But I want to say my most favorite thing about the show was at the end when Damon told, what's the name of the nigga Valerian? I can't remember the name. I just know I don't like him. I know I don't like him. All right. So the our dreadlock guy is trying to team up with Damon that they reveal at the end, and he says something about the king. I think he calls him weak or some shit like that. And Damon is like, I can say whatever I want about my brother. You can't. I know that's right. And see, that's what's going to make this thing so emotional because they obviously all love each other. Damon loves his brother. He just feel like his brother's a little soft. That's going to make this so interesting. I cannot wait. So that's right now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give this episode a 10 out of 10. I gave the last episode a 9 out of 10, but I think I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. I can't find a flaw yet. Maybe you guys can find it. Maybe you guys feel like I'm a shill. Um, but there is one thing I got to talk about because the person I was watching the episode with wanted to see the little interviews at the end, the little where they was explaining the shows. And while this show isn't necessarily woke, okay, or it is, but they're showing and they're not telling. The writers and actors seem dead set on talking about how much this show smashes the patriarchy. Stop it. Get some help. You have a really good show going on. You're doing a great job of showing, not telling. We are not, the audience is not stupid. We're not stupid. We know what these things mean. We know people were sexist during those times. We knew that men saw women as a lesser value in certain instances. We know that. We're not dumb. We don't need you to explain this to us. All right? Just make your show and leave it up for interpretation so that the audience can discuss amongst each other. We don't need you to explain the patriarchy to us. We know what the fuck it is, and we can see it in the show. Stop! Because what I want to see this show succeed, and what you're doing is you're going to alienate a part of the fan base that ain't gonna want to watch your shit because you rather talk about how the baby delivery scene was about Roe v. Wade. First of all, no the fuck it wasn't. Because I've talked to some people who've read the books and they say that shit happened in the books. When nobody talking about no Roe v. Wade then. So why would you lie? It's like you're doing this to stir up controversy. If that works, I'll shut the fuck up. But until then, you need to shut the fuck up. Because you're gonna ruin the show by constantly talking about all this feminist propaganda shit. All right, so stop it, stop it. All right. Anyway, so for the next portion of the show, I want to talk about the future plans. All right, Dream World Avenue. All right, this is going to be so. What we're going to do on the show is when we get big enough, and this is what our goal is. During the week is when I'm going to drop videos for the regular content, video games, entertainment, all that stuff, the stuff that we're doing right now. But on the weekends, we're going to do a actual like game show. It's going to be a 3-stage show. All right. The first is going to be the podcast portion of the show. We want to do like an hour to an hour and a half long podcast show. The second part of it is going to be like a reality TV show type thing. And then the third part of it is going to be the game show. And I'm talking about at least 3 hours worth of content. We're going to bring in guests, girls who are gamers, or nerds, whatever the case may be. We're going to discuss our favorite games, our favorite movies. We're going to have the conversations that we have here about wokeness and all of this stuff and get some outside views, what the girls think. We're going to have a weekly theme. That's what we're aiming for, a weekly thing. So, like episode 1, the theme of that show is going to be Mortal Kombat. So when the girls come in, there's going to be Mortal Kombat posters. We're going to talk about, in the podcast, we're going to talk about favorite Mortal Kombat characters and stuff with relationships and dating and things like that. We're also going to hopefully have some cosplay going on. And the second part of it is going to be teaching the girls how to play Mortal Kombat if they don't know how to play Mortal Kombat. So that in the third stage, when we do the game show, we're going to be competing against one another for, just to have some fun. So the girls will be fighting each other in Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Now, there's going to be a couple of things to take into account here. The pregame show. The pregame show for people who contribute to the growth of the platform will be able to be in a live stream, okay, where we're not a private live stream, probably on Patreon or something like that, where there's going to be music. We're going to be getting to know the girls. There's going to be a photo shoot for the girls, a free photo shoot for the girls, and the guests. And we're going to have music that obviously can't be played on YouTube or Twitch or things like that. And you guys are going to be able to interact with the guests and the girls and things like that. And then there's going to be the post-game show still working on that, the idea of what I want to do with that, because what we want to do is we want to show the guests and the ladies a good time and stuff like that, and we kind of want to record it, but I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. So if you want to contribute to the DreamWorks Avenue project, the links are down in the description. We need, multiple camera angles. We're going to need better lighting. We're going to need more acoustic panels and stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to turn my apartment into a studio. So those are the things that we're going to be aiming for on this channel. If that's something that interests you, you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be lit. All right. So I'm going to check out on this one, guys. House of the Dragon. Start bang. Let's get it.
Crazy, 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 crazy,